So just that fast, we go from no international travel, no Germany this year, or I shouldn't say this year, in 2 weeks, to getting a WhatsApp from Niels that said, maybe you can fly into Amsterdam and I'll pick you up there, which then opened up some other doors. So back at it, looked around to see what we could get for flights. We can fly Iceland Air into Amsterdam. Amsterdam is actually open even to non-vaccinated travelers. So, I mean, it's crazy. Everybody is like flipping and switching, but the Netherlands just changed it to, and I think it's July 1st it'll go into effect, but we won't fly until, a couple weeks later. So, back at the bookings, ended up booking Iceland Air from Chicago to Amsterdam, and then from Munich to New York City. And this is all kind of important because we have Alaska, Salt Lake City, Germany, New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., back to Salt Lake City, the escapers. So we have this whole stream of travel plans. So we wanted something that would fit in there and still be able to go to Germany. So this did work. I think the total round trip was $800. It could have been $750, but we decided to go a day later so we could make sure that our flight from Salt Lake City. So anyway, there's a lot of things. Yesterday I canceled the parking in Salt Lake City, and today then I added it back in. But we are very, very, very excited to hang out with our friends in Germany. I think we're not positive what we're doing. I think we're going on a bike trip, and ending up in, I know we're going to end up in Munich and at a beer hall or whatever. So it should be a great trip. So we're excited. But this is that whirlwind where you just flip everything. I use a to-do app to help me list what needs to be done, and that helps greatly. But I flipped it all yesterday and I flipped it back again today, and so we are off to Germany in a couple weeks, unless for some reason the Netherlands flips it, but they won't. I think we're good to go now. So excited for sure.
So after a morning of trip planning and Bob organizing our next destination, we are finally at the beach. We were at Salt Creek Recreation Area, and we're gonna go get in the water. Hopefully we're gonna do a run on the beach. A lot of people here. Perfect timing. It's low tide right now, and so I'll get to do some tide pool exploring and see what creatures are in the area. It's a really pretty spot. Weather is fantastic out here on the beach. Perfect temps, and it'll be perfect getting into the ocean too. Surfers are out there waiting for the waves to start coming in. The water is actually freezing. The tide is going out, so the tide is extremely low, which is fantastic because then you get to actually see what's under the surface of the water and what creatures are hanging on the rocks, which you normally don't see because they're obviously covered in water. So really cool. Getting a glimpse at some of the little anemones and stuff in the water. Haven't seen any huge starfish or anything yet at this point, but good timing on our part. I never checked the tides to see what they were going to be when we were out here, so at least I have a chance to find some creatures in the water. Ooh, there's a beautiful little tide pool with all sorts of colors in there. I could spend hours looking in tide pools. So fascinating. Sea life, sea creatures. Lots of seaweed and lots of kelp. such a great little area in here in this little cove right on the ocean where the water is swashing in, and there are quite a few anemones hanging on the side of these rocks here. They're little green creatures with lots of tentacles, but they're closed up right now because they aren't in the water. But if they were in the water, this place would be loaded with those. Woo! Here comes a wave. I gotta pay attention. Might get washed out. I'll give you a close-up view of the anemones. I'll take you underwater and see if you can see these that are out in the water. We have now made a stop in Port Angeles in Washington. I'll take you on a little tour. Nice city center, little park area here in the town. Really pretty with all the flowers and the fountain. Head up the stairs to give you a view of the whole harbor, I believe. Here's the view from above the stairs. What you see in front of us right there, where my finger is showing you the water, that's the Straits of Juan de Fuca, which we've been on 2 or 3 times with our boat heading over to Victoria in British Columbia. So we are currently parked on the water, trying to stay cool and beating the heat, so we are not going inland at all. Either you gotta be on the ocean to stay cooler or on the water. What's happening in here? I did a little tour of the town.
Yeah.
All right, on the menu tonight, we are gonna have chicken tacos. I scored some local sweet corn, which is delicious right now. I'm gonna make a mango salsa for on top of the tacos. And we will also have some lettuce salad that I bought from the farmer's market. Here is your meal for the night.
Thank you.
Hope it's yummy. Looks yummy.